हेलो। क्या हाल चाल। तो आज के इस वीडियो में हम लोग कंटिन्यू करने वाले हैं इट्स ऑल इन योर हेड बाय रस का बुक का चैप्टर 10 द स्टेक आउट प्लॉटिंग वाइल बीइंग पेशेंट। शुरू करते हैं। वॉच फिल्म well before you make it to the leak. At this point in this book, you should already believe that you are in the leak. Train like it. Before I blew up, I was sitting in my little corner of the world. Nobody knew who I was, but I knew who they were. I was studying them every day and night while surveilling the music ecosystem so that I understood every minute detail. When Bugus and I started making music, we covered the entire wall of his basement with magazine cutouts of rappers and various music industry icons. It was a stakeout. If you went down there, you would have thought we were solving a murder or plotting one. It was our war room. We studied everything and everyone at play, from interviews to show footage to underground songs and movements that the rest of the world was oblivious to. I consciously soaked up so much and I subconsciously soaked up even more. Bugus and I studied the fan, the player, the coach, and the owner. We knew every artist's discography inside and out. We knew which songs and albums fans responded to the most. We knew who actually owned the songs and albums. We knew who set up the tours for those songs and albums. You can't expect to succeed if you don't know what worked and what didn't work for people before you. Back when I was 19, I thought everything Bugus and I were doing was going to blow up tomorrow. When it didn't, I had to learn that I could control my work and my self belief, but not the timing. Patience was essential. I put out my first project in 2011, but it wasn't until the top of 2016 when things really started to take off. In that window of time, I released 11 projects and more than 80 songs. I thought my first project should instantly make me the biggest artist in the world. And when it didn't, I was appalled. How did it not blow up? What the fuck? When my music finally did take off, years after that, I was thankful that it had not happened when I thought I wanted it to. Mentally, I wasn't ready. Patience isn't just the process of waiting, it is your attitude and how you handle the waiting time. Until my music took off, it was just trial and error. I fell on my face a bunch of times. I would think something was going to blow up and then it wouldn't. When that happens 10 times, it would literally be insane to not think, alright, it might be something I'm doing. It was on project 8 or 9 that I really started to feel like I had found myself sonically. Still, nothing had worked. When nothing works, keep working. I never lost an ounce of enthusiasm. I lost track of time. That's where I found success. Have tunnel vision on a goal and keep your head down. Don't distract yourself and disrupt your momentum with the constant need to look up and look around. यहाँ रस ने अपने मैनिफेस्ट गाने का कुछ लाइन बोला है। पेशेंस tastes bitter, but the aftertaste is so sweet. कंटिन्यू करते हैं। You have to master the balance of awareness and focus. You will know when to look up. When I put out projects 9, 10, and 11, I knew that they were great, and I couldn't understand why they were not working. So I came up with a new strategy of putting out a song a week. I had studied that when dropping an album, more times than not, the song with the most amount of plays was the first one on the album. I reflected on my career up until that point and realized that the music was not the issue. the delivery of it was. और यहीं पे रश ने अपने शायद इसी गाने द स्टेक आउट का कुछ लाइन बोला है. I've been calculating living in this house of patience, quarantined myself down here, but now I'm breaking out the basement. Continue करता है. I had an epiphany that I should essentially drop one song albums. Every song would get its own promotion, its own artwork, and its own fair chance at being heard. I went away for a couple of months and just made a bunch of songs. I wanted 26 songs in the world because I knew that being half a year ahead would provide me with more than enough cushion to create without conflict. I also made my whole next album because I knew I was going to blow up and I didn't want to have to scramble and make an album on the fly once it happened. Chess, not checkers. I knew what my next move was going to be, and I had a plan for how to play the entire game. Once I had half a year mapped out, then I put out song 1. I wanted to always be 6 months ahead so that when everything took off and I couldn't get into the studio as often, I would still have music to release. I spent that time painting a perfect sonic portrait of myself. At that point, the whole world was telling me it's not going to work. I had journalists telling me it's not going to work. My own career results were telling me it was not going to work. I had put out 11 fucking projects and nothing had taken off. The takeaway from all of this, though, was that I was now highly versed in what didn't work. I studied my failures and strategized my trumps. The delusion at the beginning of my career was now backed by research. Let me try one more thing. The song a week until I blow up. It worked. My TuneCore earnings crept up and then they skyrocketed. In June 2015, I made $620 and in June 2016, I made $102,000. Keep going consistently and positively. And if it doesn't work out, then pivot, switch your approach, and keep going. Never stop studying. तो ये चैप्टर 10 द स्टेक आउट इतना ही था. आई होप आप लोगों को अच्छा लगा होगा. अगले वीडियो में हम लोग पढ़ने वाले हैं चैप्टर 11 डू इट माई सेल्फ, हाउ टू सर्वाइव इन द वाइल्ड. ठीक है, फिर मैं मिलता हूँ आपसे इन नेक्स्ट वीडियो. तब तक के लिए टेक केयर, बाय बाय.